Happy Wednesday, ladies. So I am on twice this week, which I know is crazy, but I'm going to be doing more live videos so that I can provide more value to you. Because I think that most of you really resonate and enjoy the live video more than just static posts. So, and I know that the ladies who are in the Proverbs 31 Mastermind as well as the Network Marketing Business Boost course also learn a lot from the live videos, and they are in here. So I'm going to be doing live videos at least twice a week. So if there's a topic that you ladies need some help with, I would be more than happy to help you with. And that goes for all of you, not just the people who are in my courses. So today we are going to be talking about something that is really near and dear to my heart, and I am really excited to chat about it. But first, for those of you that don't know me, I am Allie Christian, and I am the founder of this group, the Proverbs 31 Entrepreneurs. And my mission is to work with female Christian entrepreneurs who desire to develop a successful online business, and do that with Jesus at the center, to give him the glory, to utilize the passions and the gifts that he has given you. So my job is to help you utilize those and leverage those to be successful. So secondly, I am so excited because I have a huge announcement, and I actually already told the ladies in my Proverbs 31 Mastermind group, but I am going to announce it here first as well. So a lot of you have been asking about my Network Marketing Business Boost course, and you have asked if you could just have like separate modules, if you had to take the whole course, or if you could just do separate modules. So because so many of you have asked that, I officially have business bundles for you. So that means that I have separated out all of the modules of the the Network Marketing Business Boost course, and you can grab them. So I'm really, really excited, and they're a super good price. So you'll get a workbook, and you will also get an audio training that goes with the workbook. So I'm really excited about that. So some of the business bundles that you can grab are time management, which is killer. All of my clients love that, and it's such a game changer. So there's time management, mastering social media, branding, building your email list. Those are just a few of the topics. So I'll post a link when we're done, and you can check it out. But I'm really, really excited for you ladies to be able to get your hands on them. It's definitely the most affordable way to get sort of like a crash course in whatever topic you need help with. So you don't have to take the Network Marketing Business Boost course altogether. Now you can have separate modules and kind of pick and choose. Sort of like a buffet. Okay. All right, so if you are here live, feel free to say hello and drop any questions that you have. I love answering questions, seriously. It's the teacher side of me. I love answering questions. No question is silly. We have ladies at all different levels in this group, so please say hi, ask your questions. Okay, so you saw the title of this video, and I'm going to be using my notes as always so that I can really provide you a lot of value. I want to talk to you today about how you can be a better mompreneur. For those of you that don't know, a mompreneur is somebody who works from home, a mom entrepreneur, kind of combined. So I know that this is a huge struggle for a lot of us, and myself included, to feel like we need to find the perfect balance. We need to develop the perfect schedule. If we get all these things in place, we'll finally be the most godly mompreneur, or the kindest, or the nicest, or the most productive, whatever. But first of all, I want to preface this with the fact that life, all of life, including your mompreneur journey, your motherhood journey, your wife journey, whatever it is, all of life is an ongoing process of grace. And you are never going to be the perfect mompreneur. We continuously have to lean into Jesus to help us to be a better whatever it is you're trying to be. Okay, so I want to preface this with 2 Corinthians 12, 8, and 9, which says, 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. So ladies, you need to lean into Christ's power. And when he delivers you from the struggle that you are having, you need to give him the glory. And by deliver, I mean he gives you victories. He may not take a burden away from you. And more than likely, you are not ever going to have it just right as an entrepreneur or a mompreneur. But his grace is sufficient for you. So he will help you. He will give you strength. So I want to preface this with that. Hey, Jenny, thanks for joining. And thanks for saying, hey, I'm so excited that you're here. I was just sharing. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. No question is too silly, and I love questions. So, or even if you have a comment or resonate with something. Okay, so I know that this is a huge issue. Feeling like you need to be the perfect mompreneur or even entrepreneur. Because yesterday my mastermind sisters who, I'm in a mastermind group myself, so I pay $2,000 to be in this group and mastermind with these other entrepreneurs. They were sharing their struggles about staying home with their kids and working, and just a struggle of trying to work and take care of their children well, and a lot of them were frustrated and feeling guilty and overwhelmed and sad even. So if you can resonate with those feelings, you are absolutely not alone. But I wanted to hop on and share this information with you because this is something that is near and dear to my heart. Like, I love moms. I love working with mompreneurs. And I really want to empower you to be able to do your job well without feeling guilty or sad or frustrated or unproductive or whatever it is that you're feeling. So I'm going to share 4 tips with you and to help you be able to do just that. Okay, so the first one is it is not only okay for your children to see you working or for you to work while your children are around, but it is actually good for them. We are trying to raise children who can work hard, and not only work hard, but work hard for the Lord. If you are not working with your children around or allowing your children to self-entertain, no matter what age they are, we are going to be raising children who don't have a good concept of what it means to work hard. We want our children, especially our girls, to see us working hard, showing them what it takes to run a business, showing them what it means to have goals and to reach them and to be all in for them and trust in the Lord for that strength. Okay, so it is not only acceptable, but it is good for our children to see us working. So do not feel guilty if you are working around your children. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that you work all the time or that when you're working, you snap at your kids because they should just listen and they should just know that mama's working. You still need to be patient with your children and develop a routine with them, but you need to show them that it is good to work, okay? The way that I think about it is thousands of years ago, women had to work to survive. Women were planting, women were even hunting and doing things to literally survive. They were not sitting around in their homes entertaining their children. And another struggle that my mastermind sister shared with me was that they're not toddler moms, so, or they're not baby moms, so they're not good at having babies or having toddlers. They feel like, oh, I'm not good at just sitting down and playing with my kids. And honestly, I don't think that comes naturally to most people. But so thousands of years ago, women were not just sitting around playing with their children. That is not what it means to be a good mompreneur or an entrepreneur. Being a good entrepreneur or being a Proverbs 31 woman is taking care of your family. And so think of those women thousands of years ago. They were not sitting around in their homes playing with their children. They were taking their children with them, showing them how to survive, what it means to work hard. So think about that when you're struggling with guilt. I know that's sort of like a silly example, but when you're struggling with guilt, feeling like I shouldn't be working, I should be sitting down and playing with my kids. No, think of the ladies thousands of years ago, or even the women in the Bible. The Proverbs 31 woman worked. She wasn't just sitting around feeling like she needed to entertain her children. We do not want to be raising a generation of children that are entertained. Okay, off my soapbox. Number 2, everyone needs to have a daily quiet time. So, this being said, you may be thinking, Allie, my son or daughter is 6 months old, or my son or daughter is 3 years old. How are they going to have a quiet time? And I don't even mean a quiet time as in like spending time with the Lord and having your devotionals and reading your Bible, but I mean, this is what we call book time in our house. I have a set time every morning where Adelie goes up to her room and she is by herself, and I give her books, I give her paper with stickers, no markers because that is not pretty, no crayons, no medium to draw all over the wall, but I give her, I play music for her, and she has time by herself. And then that means I have time by myself, because it is good for people to be still. It is good for not only adults, but also children to learn how to have alone time. Depending on the age, the activities that you give them might be different, but honestly, you may just give them a book. And ladies, I think this is such an important practice, not only so that you can get that extra time, which maybe you can use in your business, but I think it's really important because learning to be still is not something that comes naturally. And as Christians, we need to learn to be still. We need to learn to be still before the Lord, to pray, to be still and just listen to what He's saying, to be still and just read the Bible and allow Him to pour into us. And being still is not something that comes naturally. We need to teach our children how to do that. And so how much more effective and how much easier will it be if we start that at a young age? So, but this could also even be devotional time. I was listening to an amazing podcast called Cultivating the Lovely this morning, and the woman was sharing how every single child in her house does devotionals in the morning, no matter what age they are. So she may sit and read the Bible to her children while she's having her own devotional time, or her older kids, she has reading their own Bible or doing some sort of activity. And so I believe that this book time that we call it in our house, or this quiet time that you set your children up with, could be your child's devotional time. So how awesome is that? No matter what age your kids are, they can actually begin to do their devotions every day. And so that might be, you get them a children's Bible, or you play the Bible on audio so they can listen to the audio Bible, or maybe you give them a coloring sheet with a Bible character, a Bible verse on it. That could be their devotional time. Make it age appropriate and teach them how to have a quiet time and just be still. Also, for those of you that are into oils, she shared that she diffused oils during her children's devotional time because it helps to make a connection with smell and the Bible. So there's a greater chance that your child will remember the Bible or what they read or what they learn when there's a smell connected to it. So she would diffuse oils. How awesome is that? I'm so excited to start doing that. So she diffuses oils. She would get her children a drink and just have them relax, and she made it a really great peaceful time teaching them how to be still. Okay, so the third tip that I have is to incorporate your children into the rest of your daily routine. So you may feel like I was saying before, you may feel like, oh, I don't want to just sit down and play with my child. It can be really boring, or I'm not naturally inclined to do that. My suggestion to you is to incorporate your child into the rest of your routine. So whether that's meal planning, whether that's meal prepping, whether that's simply running errands or doing laundry, incorporate them, make them feel like they're part of it, and allow them to truly help. Yesterday, Addie and I made apple chips, or I'm sorry, 2 days ago, Addie and I made apple chips. And so obviously I sliced the apples, and I prepared everything. I turned the oven on. But I let her place the apples on the cookie sheet where we were going to put them into the oven and bake them. And she loved it. I sat her up on the counter, and ladies, this is something that I do regularly. Today we were putting the laundry away, and I asked her, she's 2, I asked her to go put her big girl panties in the bathroom so that she could feel like she had a part of it. Instead of me just getting frustrated and saying, just stop touching things or stop unfolding the laundry that your dad spent so much time folding, which is my natural inclination. I asked her to help, and I involved her, and she felt like she was part of it. So involve your children in your everyday things. Don't feel like, oh my goodness, I have so much to do, I can't sit here and play with my kids. Involving your child in your daily tasks, when appropriate, is playing and interacting with your child. Now, that being said, this brings us to our 4th tip. We must have enough self-control and stillness and peace and investment in our children to be able to go into their world and play with them. Children are not an accessory, and I feel like sometimes we think of them that way. Like, oh, they're fun when they're being funny, or it's so exciting to discover their personality as they're turning 2 and 3. But we have to remember that they're not an accessory. They are going to become people, and they are truly a blessing, and we need to see them as that. So that means we need to invest in them. And one way that I do this is that I have to practice self-discipline to just simply play with Addie. And so whether this means reading a book for the 800th time that she wants me to read the book, or play dolls with her, or play trucks with her. She loves cars and trucks, thanks for Dad. I have to just sit and play with her. And ladies, I am telling you, her face, the way that it lights up, and she asks for me to play with her, and she just delights when I sit down on the floor with her or chase her around the house and just play a quick game of hide and seek. It is so worth it to just be still and be self-disciplined and invest in your children. This means we need to put our phones away. We need to be truly present, whether that's for 15 minutes, whether that's for an hour, whether that's for 5 minutes, ladies. Whatever you can do, we need to have enough self-control to put our phones away and say, you know what? You are important enough to me that I'm going to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 30, 45 minutes with you, because you are important to me. You are not an accessory. You are a part of my life. You're my flesh and blood. I love you. Okay? We are shaping our children right now for who they're going to be in the future. All right, so one question that I have for you is, do you want your children to ignore your grandchildren when you get older? And this may be really far off, and you're like, Allie, I am not even close to being a grandma yet. But I want it. It's amazing what happens when we put it in a different perspective and sort of turn the tables. When your child becomes a parent, do you want to walk into your child's house and see your child ignoring your granddaughter or grandson? No, you want to see them playing with them. So we need to set the example. Let me rephrase that. We want to see them investing, not just playing, but truly investing in them. We want to see them loving on them and building them up and spending time with them and telling them that they are important. So, Ben and I are working on this idea that comes from a book of the writers are actually the parents of the founders of the band Switchfoot. So the two men that started Switchfoot, their parents wrote this book, and it's called Never Say No. And we are working through this concept of never saying no. And while that doesn't mean that we literally never say no, there are obviously times that we need to protect Addie physically or keep her from breaking things in our house. We have experienced first-handedly what happens when we go into Addie's world and say yes more and less no's. She realizes that we are in her world, that we care about her, that we are truly interested in what she's involved in, and we want her to have fun, and this is her house, and this is her world. And we realized through this mini experiment that we did as a family that we say no a lot because it's inconvenient to us. That it may take away time that Ben and I have together. It may cause us extra work. Like if I let her get a little bit messy, I have to clean it up and clean her up. It may take away time from me working. But what happened when I started saying yes more to Addie was amazing. You guys, I'm not kidding you. She started obeying more quickly and better. She became a better child when we started saying yes more. And as you think through, okay, what am I saying no to? Or do you find yourself constantly saying no? I challenge you to think through why you're saying no. And so that, I just want to make that connection with point number 4, where we need to have enough self-control, enough selflessness to be able to go into our children's world and show them that they are important, despite the fact that we are trying to build a booming business and that we have things to do. Okay, so if I want to hear, what are you going to implement? Maybe this week, maybe today. What are you going to implement that you heard through this video that will definitely make you a kinder or better or even more graceful and gracious entrepreneur? And then I also want to hear what you're going to start saying yes to as the days, this week unfolds. I would love if you would just share something that you decided to say yes to instead of no to, because you wanted to go into your child's world and show them that they are truly important. Okay. All right, ladies. So to review the 4 tips that I have, the first one is it is not only okay to work in front of your children, but it is good for them to see you working and to be productive. Number 2, everyone needs to have a daily quiet time. So whether you choose for that to be a devotional time for your child or simply just book time and just being still and quiet and learning how to entertain themselves. Number 3, incorporate your child into your daily routine. Don't just go about your business and try and go headstrong into what you're doing and snap at them and act like they're an inconvenience, but instead bring them into your world. And then number 4, go into their world. We need to have enough self-control and selflessness to be able to go into their world, show them that they are important, and I will challenge you to watch what happens when you do that. All right. Okay, Nicole. Oh, good. Nicole said, thank you, Allie. I needed to hear this. Nicole, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that these were helpful. So let me know what you say yes to your kiddos to over the next few days, and let me know what you're going to implement this week. All right, ladies, I will talk to you soon.